We're back, nerds. Welcome to the Dutch Endeavor podcast. I'm joined by Kyle once again. Yeah, we've done that 100 times, nerd. Mothers and oh, wait a minute, I gotta turn you up. There you go. Now they can hear you. Say it again.
What's up? What's
Sorry,
up,
I'm
brothers and
still
sisters?
learning
Brothers from other mother.
all this technical stuff because I don't have a producer or anybody who's worth a shit.
Are you actually recording this time, or just another 4th of July disaster?
No, we're actually recording and we're live streaming this. This is live on the old
Oh, that's
YouTube.
fantastic.
So yeah, welcome to another.
For those who are
episode
uninitiated,
of...
we talked.
Huh?
We talked for a whole hour, and then Dutch realizes we're not even recording the thing. This was 4th of July, so good shit.
Okay, I think I have it now.
But we're alive. Yeah, we're alive.
Tell us
I think
if
we're
it's
good.
wrong. Well, Phil should be here, but I don't have enough screens to do everything because again, I'm not that prepared. I'm not a professional. Like I am.
Go to the job interview. I'm not prepared.
But I'm not a professional podcaster yet until we get a huge deal from somebody. Speaking of that, though, I mean, new affiliates.
Dutch.
Yeah, buddy.
Dutch, you show up to a job interview, you're late, you're disheveled, you reek of alcohol,
drunk,
making inappropriate jokes. And here I am thinking to myself, I'm the person doing the interview. This is this person on their best behavior. What are they going to be like on a bad day?
Yeah, but man, that's great
You're
thing
hired.
about being me and running my own company is I don't have to interview ever.
Human Resources calls you, yes, sir. Speaking of Human Resources, that Call of Duty Activision stuff, oh, that's big. Have you heard about that?
Yeah, of course we all heard about it.
I mean, it's always a scandal.
I talked about it in a past podcast by myself, and like, long story short, Activision Blizzard, which I think Blizzard's more important than Activision. Blizzard's World of Warcraft. That's a huge community of nerds.
Yeah. I think Call of Duty makes more money by far, but
all right, let me just paint a picture for you guys. Activision Blizzard. It turns out that all the nerds who make video games, who have been disheveled nerds their whole lives, finally got some clout and some money. It turns out that they're pieces of shit and sexually harassing women, which I don't think that's the biggest problem. I think it's the biggest problem, but it's not what's being filed. What's being filed is these guys are not paying women as much. They get super drunk and make the women do their jobs, and then if women complain about it, they get demoted. So yeah, I mean, it's literally like the most misogynistic, sexist frat house you've ever been a part of. Again, like I said, part of me is like, well, duh. Like you get a bunch of video game nerds together that have never dated a woman. Ever. Until they made some money or they were hired at their workplace. What the fuck do you think's going to happen?
I mean, yeah, I mean, it's the job of the employer to have a safe working environment.
No,
so at the end of the day, the buck falls on them. You know, yeah, I get what you're saying. I'm saying is, am I shocked about this story? Not really. It's still really bad. Yeah.
It's really bad. But, and I'm saying it here, and I've said it many, many times, nothing will come of this. I promise you. It will be Activision gets a little slap on the wrist, and they rewrite some company policies. Because it's been in the news, like they're saying, well, okay, we're sorry, and we'll try better to fix our hiring practices. And people are like, So brave.
I don't know if it's even the hiring practices, dude. I think it's just the workplace culture. I mean, how do
Yeah,
you
they say
you
they'll
can hire
fix
the
that
best
too.
people and they can be shitty. Yeah, but how can someone really fix that? You know, it's just workplace culture.
Stop
Someone's a dick.
molesting the women you work with. It's like, all right, so we joked
I
about
think there
this.
was one instance of that. Yeah.
No, there were many instances, and we joked about it, which we probably should have because it's funny. But a lot of the female employees complained that men were talking about their conquests, and like they're all sitting in a group huddle, okay, and some guys up there like,
Wait,
oh
when you
yeah,
say conquest,
sexual
you
conquests.
mean like battlefield conquest? Like
No,
how
I
many
mean like
B flags they've
sexual.
taken?
No, I mean like these guys are talking about girls they smashed on the weekend. Okay, so two
Hmm.
things here. A, if you're a female, or if you're a guy who's offended, you can get up and leave. You don't have to listen to it. Actually, that's B, because A is I've never picked up a chick by being like, "Hey, dear, I just got done smashing this other girl. Would you like to go out?" Like, that's not a pickup line.
I'll take it one step further, dude. I don't think that's sexual harassment. Is it lewd
Mm,
conduct? Sure.
which is
Is it
sexual harassment.
harassment to just be like,
Lewd
yeah,
conduct
but
is
it's
sexual
different. I mean,
harassment.
lewd conduct could be no, lewd conduct could be you're in the office and Sally walks by. Hey, Sally, I love your outfit today. Nice shirt. If Sally's a normal human being, she'll just take that for what it is. If Sally's a bitch, she'll go to human resource and say, "Oh, Kyle was looking at my shirt and my chest, and he said nice shirt, and that's lewd conduct." It just
Kyle just
depends,
called sexual
dude. If
harassment
someone is
victims a bitch, for the record.
no, I said lewd conduct can be anything. That's what I'm saying, dude. If someone's bragging about their sexual conquest, I don't think that's not harassing someone. That's just someone being a dick, and then that's not harassment.
But
In the
why would
classic
you
sense of the
talk
word, I'm
about that in
harassing
front of
you.
women?
I'm
Like
not
this?
defending them. What they're doing is stupid.
No,
It's
this
stupid,
proves
but
my
I
point.
wouldn't say that's harassment. That's not harassment to me.
All right, well, not to you, but you're a white man. Your opinion doesn't matter. But what
True,
I'm
but it'd
saying,
be like,
you can't pick up chicks by being like, "Hey, man, I banged that one. How about you?" That's a horrible pickup line. So I don't
okay,
understand
yeah, I'm
why
saying like,
you don't share your sexual prowess with women. You pretend like you don't know what the fuck you're doing, and this is your second time, minus that
I
housekeeper you had when you were 15.
fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger banging the maid, and then the maid's kid looks like him like 20 years later. Honey, I'm so sorry. I did not know that. All right, dude. The way I see it, there's three ways this can happen. Way number one, you're in the office and she brings up, "Hey, over the weekend, I walked my dog, went to the mall. What'd you do over your weekend?" You say,
Oh, I
"Oh, I
fucked six
smashed this chick."
chicks. That's not the way to do it.
Okay, well, I wouldn't say that, but that's his comment. That's what he did over the
Apparently,
weekend. He
that's what
did.
they
The
do.
second thing would be the second thing would be you overhear a conversation. So I'm talking to my guy friend, "Oh, dude, last night I banged this chick," and you had me walking by, you overhear it. That's none of your business. You just happen to be overhearing it. You can't complain to HR and say, "Oh, I heard so and so having a
But
private
should you talk
conversation about him
about that at
smashing
work?
chick." You shouldn't. You should not. I'm just saying though, like, you're also a bitch if you're gonna do that. Because what you really want to do is fuck over a coworker so you can look good. That's all you're doing. And
Or
like the third reason is the stupid reason where you just go up to a girl who's minding her own business on the computer doing her job. And you're like, "Hey, but you know last night I smashed three chicks?" Like that's just you being a dumbass and you deserve what's coming to you.
actually, according to the
So
complaint, she's
three
doing your
instances.
job.
Even worse. Even worse, yeah.
Either
So like
way,
the
I
first
think this
two
is
is understandable.
okay. Either way, I think this is like a disconnect of common sense. Which common sense, and I know
Yeah.
video game nerds have zero common sense, but you do not tell a girl that you smashed other girls to pick up said girl. Like, that's the worst pickup
Yeah.
line ever. That'd be like, "Hey, man, I just got done murdering six people. Do you want to go for a car ride?" No.
Yeah, I mean, even James Bond doesn't go up to a girl and be like, "Oh, I just smashed Moneypenny the other night. Would you like to have sex with me?" I mean,
Actually,
like
I
even
think
Bond
Bond
doesn't do
does
that
that.
shit.
Bond's like, hey, the girl in the back liked it. Would you? And she's like, absolutely, because he's James fucking Bond. But let's face this, you work at
I don't even think
Activision.
Bond did that.
You design video games. The chances of you being awesome and winning any fight in your life are zero. You're a
A
computer
gunfight,
monkey.
maybe
What?
online.
Well, keyboard
That's
warrior.
an online gunfight.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Actually,
Gunfight tournament.
if anything has showed me, like the Halo guys who develop Halo suck at Halo. Like the guys who actually test it and play it in studio are awful. That's why they go get pros to do it, because
Yeah.
the guys who build the game suck. Like they're just like,
Usually,
I
it's not
only
their
know how
job
to.
to be good at it.
Right. They just build it.
Yeah.
So I can't imagine a scenario where here I am building a video game. I'm like, hey, Bob, what'd you do this weekend? Bob's like, I went home with a family. And I'm over here, I'm Jim, and I'm like, well, I smashed 6 chicks. And Bob's like, dude, you should go tell Jenny that. She'll love you. So I get up and I'm like, Jenny, I did a bunch of cocaine and I banged like a bunch of chicks this weekend. You're next. Like, that's not a pickup line. So I
It
don't
is
know why
not.
that was being
It's like
shared in an office space.
yeah, I don't know how those conversations went down. If you just happen
Also,
to overhear shit, okay, shame on them for talking out loud, but
right.
you're just
But
over listening.
yeah.
I gotta know how these conversations happened, you know? But
Also,
that one guy got nudes from a coworker and then shared it with everyone. You can't do that, dude. Like that's on him. The girl who killed herself
okay, it
because like the
is.
nudes went
Well,
around
those
the
are two
office.
separate. But okay, if you share nudes with someone, like Jenny gives Jim nudes, and fuck Jenny, you have to know that Jim's gonna show everyone those. Like, it's 2021. Why are you still sending naked pictures of yourself to anyone? Like, I mean, I don't get naked pictures because I'm a hermit and
Uh
Kyle.
I'll say no, dude. Like you're not supposed to spread them. You
But do
can't
you?
because you get in trouble with the law. I have never spread nude. Okay, you know what? I might have showed a nude on my phone to a guy friend. I'm not gonna send it. Where's a digital
You
footprint?
never,
No,
ever, ever.
nope. I will not. That's a digital footprint, dude. That comes back to bite you on the ass. You're sending naked pictures of someone else
Yeah,
without
I'm gonna
permission.
plead the
You go to
fifth on
jail.
that. But still, stop
I'm not. That's
sending
a
them.
digital footprint.
Also, if you're
Wouldn't
the
do
guy
it.
who's still asking for nudes, fuck yourself.
Real men don't have to ask, dude. You just have enough game where you get them. You
Right?
don't
You
have
get
to
to see
ask.
a real
That's
naked
just that's.
woman, not one on a phone screen. Because while my iPhone
I don't
has
have to ask.
9 billion pixels and it's clear as hell, you can't touch that picture, you little weirdo. Okay, but like I said, you have to understand in this day and age, if you send nudes, they're going to show their friends. So stop sending nudes. Also, if you get nudes and you show your friends, you're an asshole. You're a piece of shit. So both
You
of
are.
you are
At the
mentally
very least,
retarded.
don't send them.
Right. That's my. Oh, but don't you can't say they were asking for it. You kind of were. I will say that. You
Dude, I
kind of
know
were.
guys. I knew a guy in high school, true story, guy in high school, junior, got nudes from his girlfriend, also a junior, consensual, of course. The two juniors, 17-year-olds. He sends the nudes. Her parents find out somehow. He goes to jail and has to register as a sex offender
Stop
because
sending
by
nudes,
law,
you
you are
dumb
sending
fuck.
it's not that you're sending nudes of a minor on top of that, even if it's consensual. So now he has to read for the rest of his life. He's on that list. There are consequences, dude. You can't be sending shit like this,
Okay,
dude. You
so
just can't.
what you guys don't understand, well maybe you do. When I was in high school, my phone didn't take pictures. Do you know why I don't have any
Mm.
prom pictures that I can share on Facebook as a memory? is because the pictures that were taken at my prom were on fucking film.
Professional film. Yeah.
I'm not even sure it was professional. I think we all had like those little like wind up cameras, you know, that you
Oh,
bought for like $20, like
those
beep,
old
beep, beep.
Kodak ones. Yep. Yep.
Not even a Polaroid, but yeah, we had like actual cameras. My phone didn't take nudes in high school. I couldn't take a dick pic and send it to someone. Now,
Technically, you could get a Polaroid, take some dick pics, and send out the Polaroids
mail
to your
it to
friends.
some. Yeah, I could have done that.
I mean, you
I
could have.
absolutely could have mailed Polaroid nudes of my dick to somebody. But I didn't because the females I was seeing in high school, I just took my pants off and they saw it. Like, that wasn't part of courting anyone, was sending them a picture of your junk. And it also wasn't
And on
like,
top of that, dude, I think it's the ambiguity. If a girl is hot, she can wear just about anything. And you should have the imagination to be like, I bet she looks good naked. You don't have to double check and say, well, send me a picture first. If you're hot, my imagination can work. You know, you can still be a classy lady. I don't really need the nude pictures. I just need you actually naked when it's time to have sex.
right?
You know what I
Because
mean? Like, I don't need.
no, because
Yeah,
I'm honestly, I'm not going to check off the pictures of you on my iPhone. I have Pornhub for that, which gives me a full movie and I can full screen that. I don't need it. But like in my high school days, we didn't have any of that. And it was just like, okay, we met in person. I took my pants off. She took her pants off. Nobody took any fucking pictures. I I don't think I've ever actually asked for nudes. Because again,
I
I
don't
don't
think that was a thing back then,
care.
dude.
No,
The
even
word didn't
now,
even exist.
I don't give a shit. Like, yeah, send me a picture of your boobs. Awesome. You'll be smart enough to take your face out of it. And it's just like, okay, these are boobs. Seen them, been there, done that. I don't care. It just,
True. But then again, we're used to getting pussy. It's like the dudes who aren't
eh,
will get excited over a nipple, and they're just like, well, if you're gonna get that excited over a nipple, I don't know. Hey, you know what, dude? This reminds me, true story. I'm totally about to ruin someone's day. So in high school, we had this guy named Joe, right? And Joe was awkward with women. Good looking guy. He got attention, but he didn't know how to handle women. There was this girl who had a huge crush on him and brought him over to her house. She was all over him, making out with him. And in about a couple of seconds, he creams his pants. Super
we've all been
embarrassing.
there.
And for the rest of his high school, this to show you how evil girls can be. As much as guys spread nudes, girls spread nicknames. For the rest of his high school life, his nickname was 7 Second Joe. And he has to carry that shit from high school to college, dude. That's how
See,
that's how the game was played back then. You had nicknames that you had to live by, not nudes.
hey,
You got to
man,
live through your nicknames.
all through my college career, I went by Cougar Bait.
Cougar bait, I forgot what mine was, but it wasn't anything bad. I'll tell you that much. I wasn't 7 Second Joe.
I
That's
was
fucking
in
terrible. I mean,
I was in your neck of the woods in Southern California, and you know as well as I do that a 40 something in Southern Cal looks like a 20 something anywhere else. So I was
true.
fine with Cougar Bait. I loved me some 40 something. I still like me some 40 something.
Hmm.
But now I'm 40 something. Well, I'm not actually, but we're much closer now. It never bothered me though. And if
No,
7 Second
it's a
Joe,
sign of greatness.
oh, there's
I'd
a
rather have
skunk weed.
Cougar bait than 7 Second Joe.
No, I'd be okay with that too. Get in, get out, man.
7 second.
Actually,
I mean, I don't know.
there's a skunk weed song, and if you guys don't know who skunk weed is, Google him. It's not pot, you fucking tools. It's a band out of Texas, and they have a song called 8 Seconds to Glory, and it goes 8 seconds to glory, because I don't give a damn about my pride, and I'll care if she's satisfied. 8 seconds, it's how I ride. I'm fine with that. Like I'm not
Hey,
embarrassed.
you know what? It's fine. I mean, I remember true story, rumor has it JFK at his best could only last 2 minutes. because he was a busy guy. I mean, he's trying to stop commies, and he's like, Marilyn, come in here, bend over and bend your skirt over and pick. I mean, some guys only have a couple of seconds. They're
I don't,
busy people.
dude, I don't
They don't
believe
have
that because
time for that shit.
I mean, honest to
You know,
God, Scouts honor. How do you do that? Scouts honor,
I can't remember.
whatever it is, Scouts honor.
Good point.
With age, it takes longer.
To get up.
I have,
Well, yeah.
oh, dude, I have honestly, even I've dated some pretty girls. And sometimes it's just like, okay, I'm tired. This isn't working. We'll try again later.
Dutch, I'm letting you know a little secret. That's what your tongue is for. When that part A isn't working, you got to move to part B.
No, part A
That's
is
what a
still
tongue was
working.
invented for.
Like, it's still a soldier at attention. It's just not, there's no end in sight. And I'm tired, and I feel like this
feels like every
been
war
said
movie
live.
I've seen, dude. It feels like every war movie. There's no end in sight.
Yeah, and
Why am I fighting here?
Right, and you just kind of like hop off, and you guys both go to sleep. Has this never?
Nah, dude.
You're still young.
I'm still young, but I'll tell you what. No, drinking also plays a role. If you drink a lot, it's much harder to keep an erection or get one. I was super drunk once, and as a young man, 24. Well, yeah, I mean, it was hard to keep it, and I just said, you know what, I gotta go to Plan B. I gotta make her happy. So that's what the mouth is for.
Okay,
that
so I can
done.
always stand at attention, but it just like I said, there's no end in sight sometimes, and it's kind of just like, you know what? I mean, I'm bored. Like, this is our first date. I can't literally like bend you over and put it in the mud hole. So,
I mean,
it
got weird.
It's an age thing, man, and I'm telling it's rough. Because when I was younger, there were certain girls that I was like, I mean, literally 20. I mean, in and I'm done. It's like, what? You're super hot, and I love you, and I'm sorry it was so quick, but I just need some Powerade and a power bar, and I'll be back in 5 minutes. Now it's like, fuck me, man. This has been happening for 15 minutes, and I'm tired. So could you just stick your finger in my ass? Let's get this over with. I gotta go to bed.
It's a workout, dude. I'll tell you what, dude. Going back to what we were saying, it's the nickname back then before Tinder and dating apps. You knew a girl by her nickname. That's Anal Sally. She likes anal. She's a rough girl.
I never knew that.
Now, because of Tinder and Bumble, girls are just open. They say, "Oh yeah, I like it rough, choke me, slap me, do all," and it's just like picking off a menu. And people are just way more open about that now. It's just different. It's a different game. You know?
A different game, which I'm not part of.
Neither am I. I'm engaged now, but I'll be honest, in college, I mean, it's just dating is just so much different because of those apps. It's just
what happened to the days?
Like you said, there's no real courtship.
No, it's
none
just
of
like,
that.
yep,
There's none
first
of that.
date, you can stick it in my ass. It's like, okay, but
yeah,
if on the first date I can fish you, what's the third date gonna be like?
I think you told me about that story. Yeah.
Oh no.
Third is razor blades and lemon juice.
Oh, dude, or the pig's blood chick. We've talked about her.
You told me that one. Yeah,
we're not gonna do that. That'll take a hard left turn into Darksville that I'm not ready to do tonight. But it just, I don't know, it's nuts. And all I want is just.
I'll tell you what, man. Speaking of like Tinder and Bumble, there was this big controversy a few years ago. One of those dating apps, so many women complained that they have to put their weight as part of their profile. Like, I shouldn't have to put my weight. That's derogatory. It's sexist. And so many bitches complained. Ugly chicks complained. So like they said, all right, women, you no longer have to put your weight. And of course, everyone applauds because we're supposed to. Like, oh, this is empowerment. And I'm like, dude, you want to know what equality would have been? You really want to know? If women don't have to put their weight, men should not have to put their height. That would have been equality.
No,
that would have been fair.
My height because I'm tall enough.
Well, I know. I'm 6 feet tall. What I'm saying is, why is it that these girls nowadays can keep their standard? I want a guy 6 feet tall, chiseled jawline, big bank account. They can have their standard. And when a man says, I prefer a girl that's not obese, I want a girl that's pretty and in shape.
You mean
How come
healthy?
when a man says that, yeah, when a man says that, it's like, oh, you're sexist, you're fat phobic. It's like, no, 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 hold up.
Democrats.
You have
That's
your
why.
standards. You have your standards, but a man can't have his? The
No.
fuck is that?
How do you not know how
I
this
don't.
works?
I tell them all the time. I tell girls, listen, you want the guy who's 6 feet tall and handsome. He wants a girl that's pretty and in shape. That's the deal. There is no negotiation. You cannot be large, obese chick complaining that, oh, men don't like me. It's because they're fat phobic. No, it's because you're fucking huge. You weigh the size of a linebacker. Okay. You're bigger than most men. Men do not want large, obese 30-year-old baby mamas.
Okay,
Okay.
some
They
people
want
want
young,
that.
fit women.
Some guys
Who?
are
I don't know that many
into.
dudes who want.
Oh, dude, there's a whole. I don't know the last time you looked at
No,
pornography,
no,
but
I'm
there is a
not.
whole.
No, no, no. Some guys like fat chicks. I'm not saying that,
Yeah.
but by and large, no pun intended, a lot of men who are in their prime, their younger years, their 20s, and they're in shape and they're tall like you, tall like me, or they're buff, whatever, have a good bank account. They have options. They have many women they can pick from. Why are we gonna pick large, obese woman who bitches a lot? No one wants that shit.
Well, yeah, that's why
Nobody
they don't
wants
get
that.
picked, and that's why they're on a dating app. And that's the problem with a dating app. I'm going to design a dating app that says, okay, look, are you fucking normal? Yes. And I will define the parameters of normal. Am I normal? Yeah, I'm 6 foot. Like, I've put on some weight. I'm 240 now. God. But I can sit on you and kill you. Um,
Well, even if you're not 6 feet, dude, Steve McQueen was 5'9". Tom Cruise
mm,
is 5'9".
no,
Daniel
Tom
Craig is
Cruise is
5'9".
five
You can
two.
be short.
Tom Cruise is 5'2".
Steve
I don't
McQueen was
believe it.
5'9".
I don't believe that.
Steve McQueen was five. If no, but what this is right, Dutch. If you're shorter, you have to make up for that in other ways.
Well, you're
Steve McQueen
Steve
can be
fucking
5'9", but he's a
McQueen.
badass. Exactly. But here's my point: is that you don't see an army of men who are 5'7", 5'8", 5'9", bitching to Tinder and saying, "I shouldn't have to put my height." No, men
I
just
think you
accept
do.
shit for what it is. I'm short. No, short men just say, you know what? I'm short. I got to find a woman that loves me anyway. They just
A
accept the
big old
rules.
Mexican.
They don't try to rig the game. They don't try to rig the rules in their favor. But you have large, obese women who will say, if you don't like me, Dutch, it's because you're fat phobic. It's like,
I
no,
am fat
you're not
phobic.
attracted to large, obese
I don't
chicks.
want someone
That's
who's
just how it
unhealthy.
is.
Obese is unhealthy. I don't
Yes.
want unhealthy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I mean, and this is going to get a little bit serious here quick, but I don't want obese for a couple of reasons. A, unhealthy. B, it's it's exponentially harder to get pregnant when you're obese. And I mean, let's face facts. The goal of dating is to meet someone who you can have children with and procreate. That's why we're humans and we're here. So that's it. Number three, you're gonna get hot. I like heat. I can't have you bitching about it. This is my personal thing. Number four, extra large clothes are more expensive, or triple X. Five, I can't afford that amount of food. See how we're going down this path? Send your
It's
hate.
no, but you're right though.
Mm-mm.
No, no. For all the large women who are pissed off, I always ask them this question: can you name me a civilization in all of human history, across all races, religions, creeds, men, whatever? Can you find me the civilization where the men wanted large, obese women? Find me that civilization in history where
Well,
they
no, because
preferred
again,
that.
it's
There's a
unhealthy.
reason they
Like,
didn't.
it's like everybody's
Yeah.
like, Marilyn Monroe wasn't a size one. Of course, she wasn't a size one, but she also wasn't 900 pounds in the Chick-fil-A drive-thru asking for extra salt on her salted chicken sandwich. And that's, I
She
mean,
was voluptuous. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I like a
That's
little
still
meat.
you can still be in shape.
I'm not over
Yeah, I
here
mean,
at the
when I tell her,
Sizzler beef factory.
yeah, I mean, like girls say, "Oh, you just want skinny." No, no. Some guys want skinny girls. Some guys want thick. Some guys want curvy. Some guys want voluptuous. You can be
No one wants
voluptuous and
900
still be in
pounds of
shape.
angry.
Exactly. You can still be a thick girl and still be in shape. That's the difference. But
Yeah,
some
I
don't
mean,
understand. Oh, take out
I
the weight
like,
requirement. Fuck you, take out the weight requirement,
it's
man.
like
I
Ronnie
want to know
Carrington
your
said,
fucking weight.
I like my women like I like my chicken. A little bit of fat on the end, not too short, not too skinny, just enough to make me grin. Okay. I also will take a Victoria's Secret model like that. But
Same.
if I have a hose piece who's giving a rhino a good run for its money, I'm out.
Yeah. Yeah. And all I'm saying is there needs to, if you want that, you got to have fairness.
Just
Because, like,
remember,
for all
weight
the
can be
girls saying,
lost.
how come
Uglies forever.
that's true? I mean, for all the girls who say, how come they're not picking me? I'm 300 pounds, 5'6". It's like, let me ask you something. The dude who's 5'9", 220 pounds, making 18,000 a year at McDonald's, you're not lining up at his door to date him, are you? Why is that? For the same fucking reason. So, don't give me this bullshit double standard.
Well, no,
The
that
hotter
it's
you are, the
always a
more
double
picky you
standard.
can
As
be.
long as you're a white man, you get fucked.
True,
And
now it is. Now
yeah,
it is for sure.
because everybody's so goddamn PC that you gotta be interracial or you have to be. Which again, I have no problems with any of this crap. All I don't fucking care. Jesus Christ, if you want to be 900 pounds and some dude is 5'1" and he wants to date you, awesome. But none of you get preferential treatment and nobody fucking cares. You do, let's do facts for fatties. Make that website. Short Joe wants to bang Big Betty. Make that website. Everybody is just too in tune with like their own shit. Again, if you're gay, I don't fucking care. Go be gay. I don't want to hear about it. If you're trans, go
Oh, come on,
nuts.
girl. Let's go out to McDonald's. They got the new double ranch fucking triple size burger with fucking onion rings in them. Oh,
Uh,
oh.
again, if that's your thing, man, I don't fucking care. Go to town. I'm not going to discriminate against you because you like big girls. But if I don't, you don't get to discriminate against me for not liking big girls. That's just the way it works.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
All
Fat
of
girls,
you
you can
just
find
need
love,
to,
but
just not for
your
me.
selection's a lot lower.
It's
I'm
not
saying, yeah, your
lower.
dating pool is a little bit lower.
It
It
might be
is. It
equal,
is.
but I don't fucking care. That's my whole point. Is that you do you. And if someone doesn't want to do you, don't bitch about it. Like you don't see skinny girls be like, enough guys don't love me. Cause I mean, we're talking like rail skinny, okay? They don't bitch about it because they're not a issue. And that's all I'm saying is that all of
Yeah.
you just shut the fuck up. No one cares. You're into what you're into. And that's what I've told everyone I've ever known. Like, even when it comes to weird sex stuff, like, if you're into it, you're into it. Don't be ashamed. I have a friend. We have a friend. He
Oh, I
likes
know where this is going already. Yeah, I know you. Okay.
he
Yep.
likes underwear. And he wants his girlfriends to wear them and keep him on, and he'll just pull it to the side and he'll do his business. That's his thing. I've never once like I've made fun of him for that to him, and then later I pull him aside or do a public and say, hey man, I know I joked with you, but don't be ashamed of that. That's what gets you off. Fucking do it. Like we all know what my thing is. Like I like lingerie, heels and lingerie, and I like the classic stuff. Okay. And people are like, well, the Dutch, that's very generic. It is, but it's specific. Because I don't want you walking in flats in like a nightie. I'm out. Put on some heels, some top shelf lingerie, and get after it.
Yeah, that's normal. That's normal. That doesn't. That should
It's
not
specific.
be an issue.
I can't go into it because a lot of people are going to send messages. But that's what I'm saying. And like, if you're into this, fine, awesome, great. You do that. If you like a big old rhino who's just gonna like chase you down from across the room, tackle your ass, sit on you, and maybe crush a pelvis. Awesome, man. Don't ever be ashamed of that. Also, though, don't bitch about it.
I always tell people, man, if it doesn't involve children or animals and it's consensual, I'm
Wait,
cool.
why can't it involve
Whatever
animals?
your thing is, it's called bestiality.
I know,
That's
but why
why.
can't that be a thing? Like, I can butcher them for food, but I can't fuck one for pleasure?
Tell you what, man, you go down that path. I'm not joining that. I'd rather not know. That's how AIDS was invented because some dude fucked a monkey and thought that'd be a good idea and ruined half of Africa in the process. You know, some dude in China eats a bat and just fucks up half the planet.
Okay,
You know,
fine.
so
But
I mean, if you're gonna do that shit,
we all know Blip's thing. We're not going to say it because it'll offend some people,
see, that's the
namely
thing. I
his
don't give a fuck if
fiance.
it offends you. Like, if I have a thing,
Yeah,
she
but
knows what
we
I
know
like,
your thing.
and when that time comes, that time comes. Yeah, I mean,
Kyle, your fiance is
yeah,
never
it's
going
just
to
a
be
matter
a
of preference.
big ass brown lady.
I never want big ass brown women. That's what you think I like?
I thought that. What do
When did
you
I ever
like
say I
then?
want big ass brown? Oh, I say my type growing up was like short spinner Latina chicks with fat asses. That was my thing. Does she
What is
fit
it
that
now?
criteria? No, you don't, honey.
No.
But I still, again, here's okay. I'll tell you what. This is my point.
Are you going to
If
tell
a
us
man
what
is
your
looking,
kink is? I
I'm
told
like
you
you, dude. I'm
mine.
glad. I like
We
lingerie.
outed Darren. What's
No,
yours?
no, all right. I told you I like lingerie. Even she knows that. I love lingerie.
Thank you.
Classy, subtle lingerie.
That's why we're
I don't
best
need
friends.
anything big. I don't need grand gesture. I don't need whipped cream or handcuffs. I mean, we can try that too if we want, but just simple, classic lingerie. That's all I need. That's all I
Die
ask.
highs and yeah. All
Okay,
right.
but like,
This is why we're best friends.
hmm,
This is why Kyle and I get along
fuck yeah,
because I don't want too much. Like, we can do weird shit later, but just show up with that and that'll get the party started. And I don't care if
yeah.
you're big, small, tall, short, or indifferent. Put on some heels, some classy lingerie, and some thigh highs, and I'm in.
Only difference between you and me, I don't really need the heels. I just need the
Oh, I don't
lingerie.
need them.
Well, that's just me.
And
You know, I don't
I've
need the
less
heels.
and less need them ever since I was had to go to the ER because a stiletto punctured my thigh and gut. There's been two stiletto injuries, and I don't know if you've ever explained that to
Mm.
an ER nurse, but it's not fun.
Well, makes for a very interesting Friday night.
She
I'll tell you
stabbed
that
you
much.
with what? Yeah, it's a Tuesday night.
Oh, even better.
She stabbed you with what? No, no, she didn't stab me. She was just trying to straddle me and misaimed. And you're not getting this, are you, ma'am? And she's like, no, I'm not. It's like, would you like to put on some heels and I'll show you? And then you get thrown out of the ER. It's awkward. It's awful. But yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, I've
yeah,
been
dude.
to.
All I'm asking for the girls who
You
date
can't
and are
ask for
wondering
anything anymore. You
how
have a
come a man
fiance.
doesn't like you. No, no, I'm saying for the girls who date and they say, how come this a man doesn't like me? I always say this: look in the mirror first. It's probably something with you. Humble yourself. Don't say it's them. It's probably you. And same for dudes, you know?
I'm
Like,
not
Dutch,
gonna
let me
let
ask you
Kyle
something.
blame that victim. That's his words, not mine. I would never do that.
Dutch, let me
You
ask
two
you something.
don't.
Let me ask you something. Dutch, every guy and girl knows that one guy or girlfriend that aims for people way out of their league and they get rejected and they truly don't know why.
Oh
And
no,
it's
I
like,
know
do I
why.
have to explain the obvious to you?
Oh, okay. No,
I
I.
know we know why, but they don't know why.
Oh
And it's
no,
just
I.
like, dude,
I
you're not
absolutely.
their type. You're not in their league.
Oh no, I
That's why
go
they're not
for every
picking you.
woman I've ever dated has been out of my league. I've somehow convinced them to give
Okay,
me a chance. But I'm a rare breed that, and guys, I'm gonna take a second here and just explain something to you. I don't care who you are, fat, short, dumb, ugly, whatever. Hit on the hottest girl you can possibly find. Not the hottest girl you can get. The the hottest one you can find. Because I'll tell you, no one hits on her. Because
that's true.
she's so up here that no one hits on her. And you go do it and it'll work. Don't ever, guys, you have no idea how many times I've been told no. I've probably been told no, and this is not an exaggeration, 100,000 times. But I have always asked the upper echelon. I've gone up and like, how are you doing? She's like, I'm a model for Vogue. Get out of here. It's like, all right, well, I tried. And then you'll get that one that's like, I'm a Victoria's Secret model that no one ever hits on me because I'm stunningly gorgeous. I'll give you a shot. Like it's a numbers game. And what you have to do, find the hottest girl you can possibly find and go hit on her. Because no one's gonna hit on her. And I don't mean obnoxiously hit on her. I know that's a wrong term, but I can't think of anything else. Actually, I'll tell you what. Find the hottest girl you can find and go talk to her. And you know one of uh, the best pickup line you can ever say. Hi, my name's
Is
Dutch.
hello.
How are you? That's it.
Yeah, I tell you all the time, dude. Like, don't do any of that big shit.
No, no,
Just,
just
hey, how you doing?
talk
How's
to
your
him
night
like a
going so far?
person. And
Good to
she
see you.
might be the most beautiful
Yes.
person you've ever seen on the face of this planet. Like one of these times, I'm going to meet Heidi Klum. And I'm going to go up to her and let's pretend she's not married because she is now. But I'm going to go up to her and say, hi, my name's Dutch. How are you tonight? And then I'm going to offer to buy her a drink and then drug her and capture her because it's Heidi fucking Klum. But I started off good.
It's true, dude. I mean, in my lifetime, every girl that I've ever dated, hooked up with, whatever, has been at the minimum pretty and at their best hot. I've had pretty to hot, objectively speaking. I've had pretty to hot. I don't go less than that. Pretty to hot is what I've had. Okay, now that's
Nines are
objective. I mean,
nothing,
you can just say, I
brother.
don't think she's pretty. Yeah,
Nines are
pretty to
nothing.
hot is and it's true. Dude, I don't believe in tens. I think this the numbers game is 1 to 9. 10 means you're perfect, no room for improvement. Bullshit. No
Okay,
such thing as a
so
10. There's
I'm gonna
nine.
I'm
You
gonna
have
give
one
you
to
something
nine.
else. I don't believe in any of that. I believe in 0 or 1. Yes or no?
No, I think I take it further. I think there's
No,
for me there's 5 to 9. Less than
no.
five, don't care.
Would you or
Five is
would you
average.
not? That's it. 0 or 1. It's a
It
binary
depends what you're
system.
looking for. You're talking about
No, no,
smashing?
you. I mean
Okay,
Kyle.
smashing a chick is one thing. I get it. If you're talking like, it depends what you want. If all you want to do is smash, find the hottest chick. If you're looking to marry someone, don't worry about hot so much. That helps, but you're looking for other
It's
things.
crazy.
It depends what you're looking for.
No, no, you always
No, it
go
depends
for the
what you're
hot.
looking for.
Okay, but you would
You
also
do.
she's either a 0 or a 1. You either would or you wouldn't, right?
That's true. That's true.
It doesn't matter
That's
what you're
true.
looking for. You're either going to
I'm
or you
saying
won't.
if we're talking about smashing, absolutely. If you're talking about I want a long term, I want a wife, that's different. It's not
Even
about
if
whether you would just smash her. There are
no,
other
no.
things you have to look
I'm
for.
talking about just a general thing. Like you can apply it to smashing and you can apply it to wife. You either would marry her or you wouldn't. So it's a 1 or a 0. You would either smash her or you wouldn't. It's a
Okay.
1 or a 0. So don't give them like I banged a bunch of 9s. No, I smashed a bunch of 1s and I threw a bunch of 0s away. That's it. You either would or you wouldn't. And you can apply that to anything. It's like if you're going to buy a car, you're either going to buy that car or you're not. So that car's a 0 or this one's a 1. And if you apply that to women or anything in your life, it's much easier, even jobs. I'll either take it, which is a 1, or I won't take it, which is 0. Because there's no middle ground. You either will or you won't. Maybe isn't a thing. Maybe is for pussies. And maybe is for women. And even women will say maybe, but we know what maybe means. Like if you're in a long-term relationship with someone, you know what maybe means. Maybe either means yes or no. It doesn't mean maybe. There is no maybe. Because maybe is an
True.
indefinite thing. Like nothing can be maybe. Everything is either yes or no. And if you think about it like that, because everybody's like, things aren't binary. They absolutely are. It's either yes or no. It's either big or small. Now, people are like, well, big might be 6 foot and small is 5 foot. So what do you call 5'6"? Well, 5'6" is big because you round up. 5'5" is small because you round down. Like numbers, if when you round up or down, it's all binary.
Just
And
to a degree, I agree with you, but it's just like, all right, dude, the difference between 5'5" and 5'6" is an inch, right? You want to
mm,
know what an inch looks like? That's an inch.
I
Who
think it's
cares
bad.
in the grand scheme of things? It's like that.
Right.
Who cares?
So yes or
Who
no.
cares? I mean, you're talking that, you know? It's like when people bitch about gas prices. Like, I get it. Paying for gas when it's super expensive sucks. But if I'm at the gas station and I'm like, oh, the gas prices suck today, what am I going to do? Not buy gas?
No, no. And see,
You
that's the
know,
thing
like
is
you're going to buy the gas. You
it's
know, you
binary.
can
You're
bitch
either gonna
about it.
buy it or you're not. Now you can bitch about it, and you can bitch about like, oh man, I hate having to smash, and I'll just do this for the crowd. But I hate banging skinny girls. But you're either gonna do it or you're not. So it's either a 0 or a 1. You can bitch about it and talk about it all you want, but you're either gonna do it or you're not. And that's where we can just bring everything to a binary thing. That's like rate them yes or no, 1 or 0. Now you can't say yes or no because you can't walk up to a bar and be like no, 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 yes, no, no. Because you could say maybe, but maybe means yes if you're a guy. Because if you're like maybe, you're gonna get drunk and then it becomes a yes. So that's it. But no one is, and you can bitch about it in the morning and be like, I fucked up. But you still did it, so it was still a yes. It was still a 1. And that's what, I mean, that's much
True.
easier. Now,
I'll tell you where I think like this. This is where I think the way you do. When men talk about sports and the Hall of Fame, do you think so and so is a Hall of Fame player? If it takes me longer than a couple of seconds to decide, they're not.
so I think
I
the
should be
Hall of
able to say
Fame,
absolutely
I think the Hall of Fame is the stupidest thing in
yes
the
or
world.
no.
No, I think the Hall of Fame is dumb. Who fucking cares? Now, when you're actually playing the sport,
Players do.
yeah, but again, who cares? If you really think
That's the
about
upper
it,
echelon of greatness.
is it? No, the upper
Yeah,
echelon of
because not all
greatness is
Hall of Famers
win.
are the same.
No, it's the
Yeah,
only
and
stat that matters in all the sports is wins and losses. That's it.
that's for the team. But if you're a player, I want to make big money. How do you make big money? You have to be great at what you do.
Yeah,
You're
but not
great
in
at
the
what
Hall
you
of
do. You
Fame.
get the
And
stats.
you
You
can't
can
be a
also go
great
to Hall of
loser.
Fame.
You don't make
Well, here's the
money.
thing: not all Hall of Famers are the same. Randy Moss is a Hall of Fame wide receiver. So is Chad Ochocinco. Both are great. One is better.
Okay, but you're
Even
missing my
Hall of
point.
Famers are
I
not the
say get
same.
rid of the Hall of Fame.
I don't. No, that's how we level you.
No. How many Super Bowls did Chad Ochocinco win?
0.
You suck. Move on. Okay, next player. How
No,
many
it's a
Super
team sport. It's not his fault. It's not his teams. Barry Sanders is an all-time top 4 running back. He plays for a shitty franchise that never had a GM, never has quarterback. That's not his fault.
I don't
He's still
care.
great. He's
No.
still great.
No.
He's still great.
Nope.
You get Barry Sanders, Emmett Smith's offensive line the Cowboys had. He's the greatest running back of all time.
That's nonsense,
Guaranteed.
dude. That'd be like saying, hey, man, you put Mark McGuire on the 27 Yankees and he's better than Ruth. No. How many
Okay, but
wins
still,
do you
like,
have?
if we're talking individual sport like boxing, you can make that argument. Team sport, you can only control what you can control. It's not
Demand a
one
trade.
person's fault.
And if you're
You
really
can.
that
I mean, but
good,
it's
you can carry a team. You don't think Tom Brady carried the Patriots for all those years? He
did. He also plays
absolutely
the quarterback position. J.J. Watt carries the whole defense, and he's the best
Yeah, but
player
they
of his
suck.
position for,
No, he's
for
not.
a decade.
Von Miller
That's
is
not
way
that's not
better
his
than he
fault.
is.
Okay, fine, but that's not J.J. Watt's fault. The team can't win. He's doing his job to the highest level he can at Hall of Fame level.
But he can ask
He
for
can
a
still
trade.
go to the Hall of Fame.
Don't sign
It's
a
not his
10-year
fault.
contract.
How many forget about championships. How many playoff wins did Tony Gonzalez have?
None?
Like 4 in
Okay.
16 years because he played for Kansas City. He's still Hall of Fame. He can
I
only
don't
he
think-
was the best tight end of his time.
I disagree.
That's not
I
his
think
fault.
Shannon
He
Sharp
did his
was
job
better. Shannon Sharp won more Super
of his
Bowls.
time. Shannon Sharp retired. Shannon
With
Sharp, he was
Gonzalez.
on a better team. So what you're saying is, if you were to switch them, Shannon Sharp plays for Kansas City for 16 dog shit years, but he's great. He doesn't get to go to the Hall of Fame.
Right. No,
That's
we've
unfair.
gotten rid of
That's
the Hall
not
of
his
Fame.
fault.
No, life isn't fair. There's no Hall of Fame. Get rid of the Hall of Fame.
No,
Because
I see. I disagree.
what does the Hall of Fame do for you?
It's prestige. It's status. Men care about their status.
Okay,
They care
but
about
we
their
have the
prestige amongst
internet.
their
I can still
peers.
Google who's the best tight end. I don't need the Hall of Fame to tell
Objectively
me who the
speaking.
best is. And the Hall of
Okay,
Fame is
well,
voted
listen,
on by morons. Look at the Baseball Hall of Fame. You have writers who don't know their ass from a hole in the ground who vote on this. It's like the All-Star game for baseball. The fans vote. Fans don't know shit about baseball. That's why the Rocky...
Let me ask you something. Think about it. Nicolas Cage has an Oscar for Best Actor. He does for Leaving Las Vegas back in the 90s. Leonardo DiCaprio also has an Oscar. Which actor is better? Now, if you're saying, let me go on the internet and look up the great actors. Oh, Nicolas Cage won an Oscar. He must be a great actor. Is he?
No. The
No.
guy's a tool.
That's my point.
And that's what I'm saying.
That's why you have Hall of Fame.
Okay. Acting isn't anything. I can act. I've literally done in every relationship I've ever been in.
Okay, yeah, but for the Oscars, that's the Hall of Fame of that, not sport.
No, but
that business.
the Oscars are like...
You win an Oscar, that's big.
No.
Right? It's the Hall of Fame equivalent of sports.
But you
for an
give
actor.
clout. You give clout to the Oscars. I don't. If you win an Oscar,
No, I'm
I don't
saying if you're
give a
into
shit.
movies. You don't, but if you're
How many
into
Oscars
movies
did
and
Steve
you want to be
McQueen
the
win?
best, 0. He was nominated once his whole career
And do you think
for
he was a
Sand
good
Peppers.
actor?
I still do. Is he on the same level of Marlon Brando? No, he's not.
I
He's
think
not.
Steve
And I love
McQueen was
Steve
a
McQueen.
bad
He's
actor.
not Marlon Brando.
Yeah, but Steve McQueen was a bad actor. He sucks at acting. He's good at riding motorcycles fast and driving cars quickly.
I would say no, again, he's not the worst actor. He's not the best. But like, okay, you want to the good. Here's a test for it. John Wayne can play
He's
a
a
cowboy.
horrible
You put
actor.
horrible actor, but he's very good at playing one role. He
He's a
can play a cowboy.
badass man. He's a terrible actor.
I know. I know. He's a bad actor unless you give him one specific role, he can do it really well. He can play a cowboy. You put John Wayne in an Armani suit and ask him to be James Bond,
Not
he ain't
gonna
doing
happen.
that. He can be manly as fuck. Steve McQueen, let me ask you something. When Steve McQueen's in The Great Escape, did you take him seriously as a lieutenant captain who's under
No.
siege? Yes, I did.
I didn't.
I can take him seriously as a captain. When he plays Bullet as a badass detective, could I see him in that role? Yes, I can.
See, I
Millionaire
can't.
Playboy and Thomas Crown Affair, I can see it.
Playboy and
He
Thomas
had some
Crown, I
range.
see, but I don't see him in The Great Escape. He's a terrible actor. He's not even the star of the movie.
Because that was his first big role.
Okay, he's not even the
That was his
star of the
first big
movie
role.
of Bullet, except when he drives that Mustang.
Yeah, he is.
Eh.
Let me okay, but when you ask people, when you think of The Great Escape, what comes into your head? Oh, that badass motorcycle jump with Steve McQueen. That's what people think of, don't
No,
they don't think about the dude stuck. They think of Steve McQueen riding around that cycle because he had star power on screen. You can't teach star power. You either have it or you don't.
I think the dark-haired guy who was the scrounger had a more prominent role
the guy
than Steve
from
McQueen. Yeah. Also,
he was
the
the guy in those
short
movies.
British guy who was like the leader of all that crap.
True. But you ask people to this day, when you think of Great Escape, what comes into your head?
Yeah, people are
They think Steve
stupid though.
McQueen and the motorcycle.
We can't
because it's
let
called star
people make
power.
decisions. We need to let me make
You
decisions.
remember star power. Let me tell you something. How did Odell Beckham Jr. blow up? Because he had
catch.
one great catch.
But that's
and he blows
people.
up from that. It's true, but that I'm not disagreeing.
To have a say.
I'm not disagreeing with you, but I'm saying that's what people take away. The star power moments.
Okay, but don't let them. Stop giving dumb people the power. And now I'm going to call you out a little bit, and I'm sorry. What's the best watch company in the world? Who makes the best watches?
Quite honestly, I'm not into watches. I couldn't name that many. There's Rolex. There's Amigo. Not Amigo. What's it called? I'm not. Whatever.
Those are all horrible options.
I couldn't name you that many.
That's what I'm saying. Is you don't get a vote in what's a good watch, but you get a vote in what's a good actor, movie, professional football player, because everybody gets a vote. No, not everybody gets a vote on who's the best at anything. You want who's the best actor? Let actors vote, because they know better than you do. Who's the best football player?
No, because that becomes
players vote.
The reason we make it broad, journalists can vote, critics can vote, the people can vote, the academy can vote, because then it just becomes a popularity contest among your peers.
You don't think it's
Steve
a popularity
McQueen was hard to work with.
Oh, he was an asshole.
Steve McQueen was hard to work with.
Dude, he was
if it was up to only his peers, if it was only up to his Hollywood peers, they wouldn't recommend him for anything.
But do you
That's
really
why you
think
have
he was
broad
a good
critics
actor? Or do you
No, I
think
never
he
said
just was
that.
recognized because he did his own stunts, and when he did those stunts, he was a badass?
I'm not saying he was a good actor. I'm saying he
was
could
an
be good in
awful
certain
actor.
roles.
Okay.
He can be good in certain roles. I take him seriously as Frank Bullitt. He could have had a whole franchise of Frank Bullitt movies if he wanted. I would watch every one and say, He's not a great actor, but I can see he can play
Dude,
this role.
we
Is
need
Clint
to
Eastwood a good
call.
actor?
No.
No, he's not. But he's very good at playing a tough guy. So he can do that. He is an A+ actor if it comes to playing one role.
Who's the best actor?
Right? So you can, in my opinion, it goes either Marlon Brando or Al Pacino. All-time
Pacino
great,
didn't have
Marlon
range,
Brando, Al
though.
Pacino. Oh yeah, he did. Those Godfather movies, to
He's always the
Scarface, to
same.
Carlito's Way,
Yeah, but
to
he's always
Heat.
the same guy.
Watch Godfather. No, watch Godfather. Watch Scarface.
He's the
Watch Any
same.
Given Sunday where he plays a head
Mobster.
coach.
Mobster.
Any Given Sunday where he plays a head coach. He
Still
has
a
to
mobster.
galvanize the team.
Still a
No,
mobster.
dude, no.
You don't think so?
Mm-mm.
He's not still some hard ass who's just, my way or the highway.
All right, here's a better example. How do we find out if a president, once they're out of office, where they rank all time? Do we talk to just historians? Oh, I think Reagan was great. I think Bush was bad. Or do people get a vote? Dutch, you think Trump is great? I don't think he is. Well, who gets the final vote on that? How many people get to be president? We've only had 46, and most of them are dead. I mean,
Okay,
so
but
that's, you got to give some people a chance to
okay.
vote,
For Trump, let's. America is a capitalist country, right?
Yes, free market, yeah.
We've had the best capitalist economy ever. And these are numbers. You can't debate any of this under Trump.
The first 2 years, sure.
Well, COVID fucked him because that's a balance
I
of
know, but okay,
powers.
but let's take what you just said. Your definition of a great president is
No.
how good can the
I
economy
said
be
that's
under their
one
watch.
part of it.
There are other things.
That's one part of it.
I know, and some might disagree.
I mean,
Keep going.
We can all agree the greatest president ever was George Washington. You know why?
Because he gave up power.
Yeah, they offered him to be a fucking king, and the man said, "No, that's not what I want." That could you imagine? And I can't. I don't. Maybe you can because maybe you're more humble than I am. But if someone came to me and says, "Do you want to be king?" I'd be like, "You're fucking right, I do. Let's get going." Okay? But imagine if someone says, "Here's all the power in the world. Take it." You say, "Nope. Let the people
That
have
was the same with Abraham Lincoln.
it." No.
Abraham Lincoln, same thing. Yeah, oh yeah. Did you
I
know
don't
Abraham Lincoln suspended habeas corpus? He arrested 3,000 people for no reason at all. That's something a
and
dictator
he's a
would do.
great
But he
president.
understood. But he understood if he did not arrest those 3,000 and the Confederates won, there would be no constitution left to defend with to begin with.
Do you
He had to
understand that
bend, not break.
do you understand that
And he
Lincoln did
understood
not
that was necessary.
Do you understand Lincoln didn't free the slaves?
Oh, I understand that. It was the 16th. A lot of people make that mistake. They say the Emancipation Proclamation. No, the 16th Amendment is what eliminated and abolished slavery.
Okay.
The Emancipation Proclamation just simply freed property.
No.
And slaves, it was a loophole. Or
His
considered
Emancipation
property.
Proclamation
That's what it
said
did.
that slavery is illegal in states that are in open rebellion. But if you're not in rebellion, slavery is still legal. Now think about this. If your state's in open rebellion, do you think you're going to follow that law? Fuck no. What kind of dumb shit is that?
Exactly.
So
on the flip side of that, when he says, if you're part of the North, or if you're on the flip side of that, if you're not an open, I know, and those are the northern states which already abolished slavery. It's a loophole, is what he's doing.
Right.
That's all it was.
But people are like,
it was the amendment to the Constitution that did it.
Thank you. That's all that matters are amendments to the Constitution. The very foundation of the country that we're all part of is the only thing that matters. All right.
So wait, you don't think Abraham Lincoln was an all-time great president?
No.
I think he is. I think he's A+ tier. George Washington Lincoln.
What did Lincoln do?
The Civil War. beating the Confederates and playing a massive
Do
role in ending
presidents
slavery
actually
by
win
pushing
wars?
Congress. He has a big
In
role in how it's governed.
not in 1860.
I still, without Lincoln, that Civil War could have gone very south. No pun intended. It could have gone very south. He played a big role.
What
He
role
did.
did he play?
He did.
What role did he play specifically?
Specifically because all of his generals were saying they could not get it done because they're saying we're losing too many lives. I quit.
And he said,
He had
"Yeah,
to
go
find
ahead
the
and do it
one
anyway."
dude capable. And he said, no, no, I'm going to find this guy, Ulysses S. Grant. I'm going to make him the general. He had the power to make him general because he understood, Grant knew it's going to take a lot of bloodshed and a lot of lost lives. You cannot pussy out. You got to get this done. He appointed the right general to win that war. Could another president have done that? Who knows? Who knows? We don't know. But Lincoln's an all time great. By large consensus, he's an all time great.
People think Obama was good. I think he's the worst ever.
I don't think Obama's nearly in Lincoln's tier or Washington's tier or
No, I
JFK's
think
tier or any of
Obama's
that.
the worst ever. He was worse than Carter.
I disagree. I think Bush and Trump were bad. I think Obama was a massive
But you can't
underachiever.
tell me how
I'll
Trump was
say
bad.
that. Yeah, I can. Easily.
Okay, how?
Well, his
Wait a
foreign
minute.
policy,
You have
his
to give me
tariff.
a fact and a source.
I
Okay?
can't Google. I can Google the sources right
Yeah,
now,
I
but
can too,
okay,
but
fine.
what's
I'm
wrong
just
with his
telling
foreign
you
policy?
broadly. He gave China everything they could ever dream of giving.
He
He played
actually
right
took.
into China's
Wait a minute.
hand
Wait. See,
every
and that's
time.
where you're wrong. He literally took everything away from China. You have no proof.
No, he didn't. No, he
Okay.
didn't.
What we're
You want
gonna
me to
do?
explain it?
No, you can't explain it, but I need some evidence. Like I need factual proof that Trump. And if you say tariffs, I'll explain them to you. But I want factual proof how Trump strengthened China and de-strengthened America. That's what you
Okay,
said,
I put
right?
it to you like this. He can talk what he can talk. He talks a big game. He couldn't back that shit up at all.
He
Dutch, if
absolutely
you put a
did.
tariff on a country, I'm gonna explain it. You put a tariff on a country. How do you think a country gets around a tariff? It's something that countries have been doing for hundreds of years. It's the oldest trick in the book. Every country knows it except Trump, apparently. How does a country escape a tariff?
You tell me.
You know what they do? Quite simple. China, we're putting a tariff on you. Okay, America, no problem. What they do, they find an allied country. Let's say China's ally is Indonesia. What they will do, they'll build a smartphone in Indonesia, slap on the made in Indonesia, not in China, and then they'll sell it to you anyway.
Okay,
This has
that's
been
where you're
going on
wrong.
for centuries.
Nope, that's where you're wrong.
That's what they do.
Nope, that's where you're wrong.
The Dutch did this in the
Nope.
1600s to escape Danish tariffs on their
Okay.
pepper. This has been going on for
Okay, well the
centuries.
Dutch would be
That's
Danish,
all they did.
so no. Okay. Let me explain how a tariff works. Trump said, "Hey, China, we're going to charge you more for your goods." China says, "Okay, fine. We're just going to raise the price of our goods." Now, in theory, if a Chinese mousetrap costs $1 and with a tariff it now costs 2, America should be able to reproduce that mousetrap at $1.50 and everyone will buy American mousetraps instead of Chinese, and therefore China will have to get in line with whatever we want them to do so they can now sell their mousetraps in America. The problem lies, though, is that you have these things called unions and Democrats that won't allow America to make a mousetrap for $1.50. So even though
No.
the Chinese mousetrap went from $1 to $2, America doesn't swoop in and be like, okay, let's make them for $1.50 and we can corner this market. America swoops in and says, let's just sell ours for $5 instead of $7. And then no one still buys it. So people are like, well, fuck you, Trump. You just made mousetraps more expensive. No, he didn't. And that is what actually happened.
Yes.
Nope. That's it.
No. No.
You can't
Let me tell you
disagree
what
because that's what
happened.
happened.
No, I can tell you why you're wrong. That's not what
Show me
happened at
proof.
all. Okay,
Like,
you show me your proof, I'll show you mine. I'll do a day of research and find it. But it's just let me ask you something, Dutch. When
Phil, what's up,
General
buddy?
Motors and Ford, when General Motors and Ford moves their plant to Mexico, why did they do that?
Because it's cheaper to make cars in Mexico than it is in America.
Exactly. So you want to know what they do? They'll move their plant to Mexico. They'll build a car to 90%. Everything but the wheels, essentially. Bring that 90% car back to America, slap on the wheels, and now it's made in America, and they'll charge you full price. Okay. Other countries do the same thing to escape tariffs. You're saying, all right, Dutch, you want to raise the price of the mousetrap. No problem. We'll make the mousetrap in Indonesia. We'll
Kyle's
slap
doing my
on
point
made in
for me.
Indonesia, and then we'll sell it to you anyway. And that's how they escape a tariff.
Huh?
As if the Chinese were begging to, the Chinese were going to come rushing back to the table, begging to get rid of the tax.
Let's stop. Let's start at the beginning. Why did Ford and Chrysler move their plants to Mexico?
Because Bill Clinton and his NAFTA, decided to, make it easier to outsource American jobs.
No, come on.
That was Bill Clinton's mess. No,
Come
NAFTA
on.
is
Why?
what did it. The North American Free Trade Agreement.
Because
Mexico was cheaper labor. It started with Clinton's policy. I've been saying that from the start. I'm not a Bill Clinton fan. He is a single reason that outsourcing
it's
existed.
cheaper to make crap anywhere but here. And why is it cheaper to make crap there but not here? Why?
Because they live in poverty. You can pay them a nickel a day. Here, you have to pay people a living wage. That's not the people's fault. That's the game they invented. That's not the people's fault. They have to pay bills. I can't blame the people. People asking, I need to make more money. I don't blame them. You outsourced all the jobs so you can make your short end profits. You don't want to pay your corporate taxes. You don't want to reinvest back in the States, but you want people to keep up with rising inflation with less and less paying jobs. That's what. So it's like, I can't blame the people. Do you honestly think right now we have a labor shortage? You think that's the reason? We have a wage shortage, not a labor shortage. People will work for high paying jobs.
Kyle,
people aren't going to work for shit paying jobs if they don't have to.
Did you listen to my last podcast?
Did not.
Okay, let me explain how an economy works to you. Every job should not provide a living wage. Because every job...
Then there's no point of working.
No, listen to me. If you want to flip burgers at McDonald's, chances are you're a 16 or 17-year-old kid living with mom and dad. You don't need a living wage at that point. Okay? Flipping burgers and cooking fries is not a career. It's an entry-level job. And with an entry-level job, you do not need a living wage. That's why it doesn't pay a living wage. And that's why McDonald's cheeseburgers are $5, is because they can produce them for $5. Because the people who are producing those burgers are young children, not children, but young people who do not require a living wage. Now, if Bobby starts at McDonald's when he's 16 and he flips burgers for less than a living wage, and Bobby works there long enough, he'll get promoted and he'll make a living wage. He might go through a couple promotions. And while he goes through those couple promotions, he will move out of mom and dad's house. And therefore, he requires a living wage. He will have more responsibility. He will earn a living wage. And people are like, well, who's going to replace Bobby? The next generation of 17-year-olds who are right behind him. That's how that works. Now, if you're 45 and you're still flipping burgers, something's wrong. Because it doesn't matter how much you pay someone flipping burgers. You can pay them $50 million a year. A Big Mac will cost you $10 million. You can also pay that guy flipping a burger 1 penny a day, and a Big Mac will cost you 2 pennies. So the actual number attached to any of this doesn't matter. It's the value of that dollar that you're being paid, or that penny. So you don't get a living wage flipping burgers or grilling fries or whatever, or frying fries, because it's not meant to be a living wage. And you will never get one working at McDonald's as a cashier, because that's not a career that demands a living wage. And if it does, the price of the hamburger will go up, the price of the milkshake will go up, and it will all be irrelevant because it still won't be a living wage. The number doesn't matter. What you're getting paid. If you're getting $15 an hour, fine. A cheeseburger is now $10. So even if you make $15 an hour, that $15 doesn't have as much spending power as your $7 an hour did. And people are like, well, I just don't. You have plenty of access. And that's the problem, is that people complain, I don't have access to a better job. That's bullshit. You all have access to better jobs. Start at the bottom, work to the top. No one starts at the top. You think Bezos started as a billionaire? Fuck no. That guy made Amazon in a goddamn garage. He flipped burgers. And then he worked and he worked and he worked and he worked and he got lucky. And now he's a billionaire.
Okay,
That's
here's the
how
thing.
that progression works. Nope. Oh, go ahead.
No, listen. I agree with everything you just said. I do.
You can't say
And I'm going to
but.
add on to it and tell you why we have problems. No, I said and. My favorite conjunction, and. Dutch, 50 years ago in the 1970s, the federal minimum wage was $7.25.
No, it wasn't.
Adjust that for, yeah, it was.
Not in
Look it up.
1950.
Adjust that for 1970, 50 years ago. 50 years ago was the 1970s. It was about 725. Adjusted for inflation, what do you think 725 was back then? That was $18 an hour. In other words, if you were making minimum wage back then, that was still $18 an hour. Today, $7.25 an hour, I bet you nobody could even live off it, even if they didn't have to live off it. Even if you're
You're
just a
not supposed to
16-year-old,
live off
you couldn't
minimum
do shit.
wage.
Back then, it was $18 an hour. You can live off $18 an hour. You can't
Okay.
live off $7.25.
Minimum wage in 1970 was $1.60.
Federal minimum wage, when it was passed, was $7.25.
What?
I don't
In
know about the states. Every
2009.
state's different.
No, these are federal.
Federal minimum wage was $7.25.
In 2009.
Back in the 70s, federal minimum wage was passed for the first time.
Okay, and it was $1.90.
Okay, even then. Okay, here's U.S. inflation calculator. You're saying, hold up. I'm gonna click this. Okay, what year were you saying? 1970?
What was the minimum wage?
Well, what did you just say? You said 1970 was $1.25.
No, $1.60
1970,
minimum wage.
$1.60. If I had to calculate that, I'm gonna hit calculate. That's $11 an hour.
Okay, but what are you calculating? What do you think inflation is?
Adjusting for inflation, if you're making
What is
$1.60 back
inflation?
then, that's the same as $11 today.
What is inflation?
The price of things that when they go up.
I understand that. What percentage are you saying inflation is?
From 1970 to 2021, 600% cumulative rate of inflation.
Okay, inflation
600%.
averages 2% a year. Now do the
From
math.
1970 to 2021 is 600%.
Wait a minute. We have to take a short break because I have to get an ad in, pay the bills.
Go for it. I gotta go
Okay.
pee.
Yeah, I do too. So let's do this. We'll be right back, nerds.
Hell yeah, dude. I'm almost at level 100, level 100 in COD. I'm gonna brag at the bar. It's hot shit. Level 100.
Yeah, we're all right. So we're back. And we're talking. Yeah, but then we got into inflation. Hey, real quick, Phil, we're going to play games after this. Go ahead. Nope. 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 That's not how it works. Delivery driver for Amazon is not a career. You do not deserve a living wage. All jobs do not demand a living wage. Some of them are just a wage so you can go out on the weekends and hang out with your buddies and buy gas for your car and take your best girl out on a date. That is what an Amazon driver deserves. He does not deserve a living wage because, again, you're an Amazon driver and you do that as a child, as a kid. And then once you grow up and be an adult, you move up. No, no, no. You're missing this. You're missing the point. They have to. No. Listen to me. If you work at Walmart, you should be under the age of 19. Therefore, you do not need a living wage because you're still at home, you're still in college, or whatever. If you're over 19 and you work at Walmart, you fucked up somewhere and you still don't get a living wage. Do you understand? No, you don't give them any extra money. You make them. No. That's where you're missing this. Do not give them welfare. Say, look, dude, you're 35 years old and you're checking people out at Walmart. You've got to do something with your fucking life. I'm no, I'm saying, of course, how things work is different from how it should be. I'm telling you how it should be. You go to Billy Bob and say, hey, man, you're 30 and you're still checking people out at Walmart for $7 an hour. What I'm saying is instead of giving Billy Bob $40 an hour, because that's his living wage, you tell Billy Bob to get a job that demands a living wage. Or starve to death and die. Okay, but change the system.
Which means your tax dollars has to fund welfare. When big businesses can pay people a living wage, less people are
Okay,
on welfare,
you say
which
big
means you don't have to
business.
fund it as much, which means you save money.
Okay, but you say big business pays people living wage. I say get rid of welfare.
You can do that, and then you have anarchy and chaos.
No,
You'll have millions of desperate people fucking each other over.
nobody's
Oh,
gonna
yes,
die.
you do. Every society that hits this peak, you will have riots.
Okay, but
You do.
what about
Every
every
civilization.
society that pays people a living wage? Venezuela.
Hey, you know what? It's funny people bring up Venezuela and socialist countries. Let me ask you something, Dutch. Japan's a capitalist country, correct? Australia
Kinda.
is a capitalist country.
No.
New Zealand's a capitalist country.
No.
No, oh yeah, they're capitalists.
Okay.
They're free market
No.
capitalists. You can look it up. Yes, they
They're
are. Okay,
not,
fine. Take
though.
Japan then. Fine. You don't think
There's
so?
only
Fine.
one
Japan's a
true
capitalist country.
free market capitalist country in the world, and it's the United States of America. Every other country,
Japan's not a capitalist country?
they're close.
What do you call them? They're not socialists.
The
They're not
government
bad.
still intervenes.
They're capitalists.
The government still intervenes.
As do ours. Still a capitalist nation.
Our government doesn't intervene
Yeah, it
in
is.
actual business.
All the time. Here's my point. Japan, Australia, New Zealand. These are capitalist nations. They also have a GDP far smaller than the United States. Population, far smaller in the United States. You can combine all three of them, they don't even come close. All three have guaranteed livable wages. Do you know what the equivalent is with our currency, what it's like in Japan, Australia? It's $22 an hour.
Do you know what an
And yet they're
Xbox?
still a capitalist nation.
Perfect. Do you know what an Xbox game in Australia costs?
What?
It's like 120 Australian dollars. So again,
Which
you've
is how
proved
much American dollars?
it doesn't matter how much it is in American dollars. If you pay someone in Australia $22 an hour to flip burgers, but their video game is okay, look at this. Let's say we pay people $10 an hour to flip burgers in America. And our video games
I think they
are
already do.
just listen to me. I'll make it easy. We pay people in America $1 an hour to flip burgers. And our video games are $2. Perfect. Australia pays people $2 to flip burgers. Their video games are 120. Is there any difference?
Yes.
No, there's no difference. They get
Yeah.
paid double,
You're
but
you're
their
making it a
shit
one
costs
for
double.
one. You're making a one for one when you shouldn't be.
No,
Okay? You make a video game. A programmer has to design it. You get to hire a coder. Someone has to make the disc. Someone has to make the box packaging. Those are all the people you have to pay.
Kyle,
Not the same as a hamburger.
Blip.
Entirely different.
No, you're
That's
missing
why
this.
the game costs more money than the burger.
I realize that. But what I'm saying is that people in America make $1 an hour and shit costs $2. In Australia, people make $2 an hour, but shit costs $4 an hour or $4. It doesn't matter how much you pay someone if everything's more expensive.
I understand that.
Australia may pay people much more money to flip burgers, but their crap is more expensive. So inherently, they're not paying them any more money. If I pay you $1 billion a year to flip a burger, but a house costs $8 trillion, you're not making any more money.
I understand that.
So
I get that.
And Australia's
so what are the
socialism.
benefits that you get then?
You don't get any benefits.
They're
That's what I'm
capitalists to me.
saying.
No, the benefits
They're
are okay
socialists.
when you live in these countries that have all these exorbitant taxes. What do they get from it? Less poverty, better schools, better educational system, better healthcare. That's when you pay that high price. That's what
I
you
have
get as a
better
positive.
health care than anyone in the world, but I pay for it.
You do, because you can afford it. Here, our taxes are insanely high. We don't get nearly as much as they do.
No,
That's
dude,
the problem.
The people who have universal health care, their taxes are way higher than ours.
I know, but you get health care. Better health care.
You're paying for it.
Here, you pay for it too, and our healthcare is the worst in the developed world.
It's the best in the world.
You're still paying a shitload of money. Dutch, I want you to give me $1 million. Here's a shitty product. Here's a better product.
Okay,
Which
no,
one
dude,
do you pick?
I don't have to
The
pay
better
for
product.
your health care. That's your responsibility. And if you can't afford good health care, that's your problem, not mine. I shouldn't have to pay 60% of taxes so we can all have good health care. Health care is not a right, it's a privilege. And that's the fundamental difference we have. Is you believe it's a privilege, I believe it's a right. I said that backwards.
Okay, you know what's funny? What do you think Obamacare was? It was exactly the Republicans have wanted for decades. If you have no health insurance and you go to the emergency room, you cannot give that bill to the taxpayer. You have to buy your own insurance, personal responsibility. The Republicans have wanted Obamacare for decades, going back to Hillary care in the 90s. That was their counter. Obamacare said, okay, everyone now has to buy insurance. and the Republicans said that's socialist.
Wait a
Even
minute.
though
No,
it's
no, no, no,
exactly
no,
what
no,
they
no,
wanted
no, 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 no,
for
no.
decades, it's what
You
they
don't
wanted.
understand
That's the
Obamacare.
truth.
Obamacare said
That's the truth.
no. Obamacare said everyone has to have insurance, and if you can't get insurance, the government will give it to you. And who's gonna pay for it? Everybody but you. And that is where the problem lies. And the Republicans don't think everyone should have insurance. Again, it's a privilege, not a right. Poor people.
That was their argument for decades.
No, see, again,
That was their
you're
argument for
missing this.
decades. Everyone get insurance. That's what they said.
Right.
That's what they wanted. That was Romney care.
Everyone get insurance on your own. Do not go to the government pool and they'll be like, we'll give you the same insurance that this guy has. The only difference is you don't have to pay for it. He just has to pay double so it all evens out. That's
but then you have
Obamacare.
to have a government pool.
What?
All right, Dutch, all you poor people, get insurance. No help whatsoever from anyone. How do they do that?
They don't.
Without a pool.
No.
So then you can't fix healthcare.
No. They don't have insurance. That's
okay,
it.
So you're saying everyone buy insurance.
No, I'm not saying
they can't buy insurance.
It. Right. And so you
but
don't
that's
get
what the
insurance.
Republicans wanted.
No, you're missing this.
Then you're in the system we already have.
Right.
Where if you can afford it, you'll have it. If
yes.
you can't, you can't.
Right. Like
but then you don't fix healthcare that way.
I don't want to
fix
healthcare.
Then you can't fix healthcare.
I don't want to fix it.
But that's what the Republicans have wanted.
It's not what they
That's
wanted.
what they said for 30 years.
I'll kill
Going
you.
back, go look up their arguments. Look up their arguments against Hillary care. Look up Romney care when Mitt Romney was saying Obamacare was the worst thing. Okay. All Obama said was, it was your idea.
I don't give a fuck what they think.
It's what they wanted.
I don't care what they want. If you can't afford a car, you don't get a car, and your ass has to walk everywhere. If you can't afford insurance, health insurance, you don't get health insurance, and your ass either pays out of pocket or dies in the streets. Now, no one's actually going to die in the streets, because if you go into any emergency room, they will treat you, they will stabilize you, and you'll be fine. But that's what I want, is self-reliance and personal responsibility. If you can't afford a nose job, then leave it alone.
But that's the system we already have.
God damn it, Kyle.
We're already
not
have
friends
that.
anymore.
What's your argument? You go to emergency room, they treat you. You don't have insurance, no problem. We'll give that bill to the taxpayer.
Yep.
That's the system we've had for decades.
Yep.
And no one knows how to fix that problem.
So
the thing with Obamacare was,
no.
If it is, you just said you don't want to pay for other people's health. That's what you've been doing.
No, I'll pay.
That's what you've been doing.
Wait a minute. I'll pay for people who absolutely desperately need help. It's like disability.
So
if you're retarded, I'll help you. But if you're a lazy fuck, I'm not doing it.
So then we agree. You're still paying for other people's health expenses.
Some people.
All of them. When someone goes to an emergency room and they don't have health care, doesn't matter if they're lazy or not, if they don't have it, they'll treat you, and that bill goes to you.
Yep. Fine. Got it.
So you're paying for it.
However, am not going to pay you to go to your doctor for your yearly physical. That's your bill. And if you can't afford that, you don't go to a yearly physical. Because it ain't going to kill you. And I'm not going to pay for your little rugrats to go either.
Think of it like this. Let's say someone has cancer and they don't know about it. It's stage 1. They can't afford the physical, annual physical. So one day they get cancer, they go to the emergency room, it costs $100,000. They don't have insurance, that bill goes to the taxpayer.
You don't treat cancer.
If they went and got their just pretend. It's $100,000 bill.
You can't just make things up.
They don't have insurance. Okay, fine. there's a cancerous lymph node, and they can take that out.
And no, in the
That's
emergency
possible.
room, are you stable?
Yeah,
Go home. Now, if
with a
you go
cancerous
home,
lymph node, that's
yep,
stage 3.
yep, go home.
No. Okay, my point is this: if they can go their annual physical and catch it early, you don't have to pay nearly as much down the line when they end up having to go to the emergency room.
They
You will
should pay
save
for
more
that.
money.
No, I don't agree with that.
That's the whole point of giving everyone
Don't
insurance.
operate, let them die.
Okay,
Sounds
then that's
horrible.
your choice.
I'm
I'm
serious.
saying that's
If you go into the ER with
then
stage
that's
3
not a
cancer,
fix.
let them die.
So your fix for healthcare is let you die.
Can't afford it, die.
Good luck with that pitch. Good luck with that pitch.
Well, no,
I
I
mean, that's
can't
why
phrase it
people
like that.
don't. Yeah, I mean, but that's what it is. I mean,
It's
that's why when everyone says fixing healthcare, everyone gets insurance, everyone's covered, premiums will go down in the long run.
you're still under the impression that healthcare is a right. It's not. It's like a car. Let's replace healthcare with
Okay.
car. Okay? I can't afford a car. So we should buy everyone a car? No. Some people should walk. I can't afford healthcare. Some people should die.
What does your tax dollars cover for those who can't have a car? Don't you
I
pay for
don't know.
public
My
metro, the
tax
bus?
shouldn't cover it. My
Yeah,
tax.
you do.
Listen to
So
me.
that's why buses exist.
My tax dollars should
You still
cover.
pay for them.
No. My tax dollars should cover the United States military, so some psycho doesn't nuke me, and a highway that isn't gonna blow my tire out. That's it. That's what my tax dollars should
And that's
cover.
your opinion. That's your ideal opinion, but
But your
that's not the
opinion,
reality we have.
well, I think we should go
That's
back
not the
to that.
reality we have.
I think we
You
should
can believe
regress
that, but
back
that's
to
not
my
what we have.
opinion.
So let's deal with reality, which is everyone now has insurance.
No,
Premiums will go down in the long run the more people are covered.
no.
You cannot be a lazy bum and expect other taxpayers to cover your health bill.
So get a
That's what
better
the
job
Republicans
and
have
get
said
insurance.
since the 90s.
I'm gonna kill you.
Since the 1990s.
You're not getting this.
That's all right. New topic before we end and play video games. Last topic, let's make it fun. All right, Dutch, what we learned here today? We learned that lingerie is awesome.
Actually,
And
no.
the next time you have a
Let's
you have
do
a
this.
heel injury with a stiletto, you better have insurance.
Hey, Kyle, what's the worst date you've ever been
What's
on?
up, man? The snarky bitchy girl that has 50,000 likes on her Instagram post because she's pretty by the pool and is dumb as a rock, and I can't talk to her at all. And she expects every man to serve her. She's on a pedestal, and I'm like, fuck you. I can throw a rock out my window and hit 10 pretty blondes just like you. Why the fuck am I with you? That's the worst I've ever been on.
I had one punch me.
I can see that.
Fuck you. No, it wasn't.
I mean, I can see that. What did you do?
Nothing.
What did you do?
Like it turned out.
I know
that,
it was you.
Like she turned out to be a completely different person. I was like, I like red, and she's like, I like red too. I like green. I love green. Okay, let's go out sometime. So we went out and we're like sitting there, and she's like, I actually hate fucking red and green, and you're a scumbag for liking those. Kill yourself. And I was like, what? Wait, what? I hate you. And she's like, I hate you too. And then she like takes a swing and leaves. That was it.
Whoa. More context is needed. You can't say red and green. That's extreme. She likes you. First date, she punches you. Replace red and green. What was that conversation
I can't
about?
remember the details because I was like 22. But it really was.
It would take
that.
a lot to have someone throw a punch on a first date.
Like it was like we had talked, and I was like, you're great. Let's hang out. And then when we actually hung out outside of school, because I think it was in college, it turns out that she was a 100% different person.
So was she a 0 or a 1?
0. She went from
Does she
1
make
to
it to the
0.
Hall of Fame? Yes or no?
Kyle.
All right, good shit.
All right. Hey, I know this got weird and this was just me and Kyle talking. If you didn't like this, fuck yourself. But
No, this was fun, dude. Multiple conversations. I dig it. I love it.
okay, so now should we hate each other and never talk again, or how does this work?
Well, I'm gonna hashtag you and call you a racist, sexist. You're gonna hashtag and call me fat phobic and a liberal, and then I guess
Okay.
we're even.
Actually,
Or
I
we can
think
play Call of Duty and be bros.
we should just be
You know?
adults and not let our disagreements affect anything.
Huh? You think? Man,
I
that's a
don't know,
weird
man.
wonder. I never thought you could do that. Good
Can
shit,
we?
son. You're still my brother. You're still
All right,
my
so what
bro.
we're gonna do is we're gonna wrap this
Ride
up,
or die.
and then we're gonna live stream some games. So again, I appreciate everyone who watches and listens. Um, like, subscribe, do everything you can to help us, so later I can help you. Dutch in Denver. That's all. Everywhere that you can think, Dutch in Denver, except on Twitter. There's no I. Like, subscribe, do your part. I'll do mine. We'll be friends. We'll bring you great content like this. Stay tuned because we're gonna game it up. We're gonna enter the
Fuck yeah.
gunfight, and we're gonna win a gunfight. And when we don't,
Ah,
we're gonna go get
shit.
Kyle to level 100. And until next time,
Yep, I'm on level 99.
as always, I appreciate it. Bye.
All right, bro.